MGM presents, that's me. MGM presents me as Hercules Poirot, the Belgian sleuth. Over. No. Don't try to sneak up on Poirot, my friend. It could be dangerous. Oh, I know that normally, wherever Poirot goes, there is intrigue, excitement, murder. But not here, not today, not in London. No, I'm here actually simply to see my tailor. Now, if you'd been with me last week in Istanbul, well, but there we are. I'm sorry. Again? Over. Please, do not follow Poirot. This is London. Nothing is going to happen. Goodbye.
This is no ordinary train. This is the legendary Orient Express, witness to many strange adventures and foreign intrigues. From Istanbul to Calais. This is no ordinary passenger.
Monsieur Poirot is a detective.
This is the world's most celebrated crime fighter.
I take a professional interest in crime.
Agatha Christie's brilliant Belgian detective.
Oh, Belgians? I always thought you were French.
Albert Finney is Detective Hercule Poirot. This is no ordinary mystery.
Dare touch nothing.
This is Agatha Christie's most perfect crime. Murder on the Orient Express. Starring the greatest cast of suspicious characters ever involved in murder.
The murderer is with us now. You can identify the murderer?
Lauren Bacall.
I mean nothing of the kind. I mean there was a man in my compartment last night.
Monsieur.
Martin Balsam.
She did it.
Thou shalt not kill.
Ingrid Bergman. Jacqueline Bisset.
He makes it sound like a poison.
Jean-Pierre Cassel.
Monsieur Hercule Poirot?
Sean Connery.
How did you know? Beddoes.
John Gielgud.
Mr. Beddoes. He did it. The butler did it.
Wendy Hiller.
You never smile, Madame de Francis.
My doctor has advised against it.
Anthony Perkins.
Seems like I'm kind of incriminating myself.
Vanessa Redgrave.
Not now. Not now. When it's all over, when it's behind us.
Rachel Roberts.
And I
Richard Widmark.
show you this.
Michael York.
He did it.
The Who's Who in the Who Done It.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to my own reconstruction of the night of the murder.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder? Now, join the most brilliant detective of all time,
Hercule Poirot?
on a mysterious journey down the Nile to the great wonders of the world, where the biggest wonder of them all is Who Done It?
I feel the presence of evil all about me.
Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile. Starring Peter Ustinov
With me, it's the exercise of the little gray cells.
and 9 star suspects. Betty Davis,
You perfectly foul French upstart.
Belgian upstart, please, Mother.
Mia Farrow,
I just want to put this gun right against her head. And then ever so gently pull the trigger.
Angela Lansbury,
You see, I know all I tell you.
David Niven,
She must have known something about Annette Doyle's murderer.
Maggie Smith,
But why should I kill Mrs. Doyle?
George Kennedy,
You can't pin that on me.
Me?
Jack Warden,
So now you think that I?
Olivia Hussey, Lois Childs in Agatha Christie's
Jackie!
Death on the Nile.
You know, Poirot, the way I see it, everybody could have done it. And everybody had a reason for doing it.
Of course.
So you think you know, huh?
I know. This place is beginning to resemble a mortuary.
You see, we have been running in the wrong direction, you and I. We know almost all there is to know. Except that what we know seems incredible.
It's incredible.
Preposterous.
Outrageous!
Now, the most daring, the most deadly case of his career challenges Hercule Poirot
It was carefully planned.
to guess who in the world done it.
But I, Hercule Poirot, have eyes which notice everything.
Mystery in first class. Murder with style. Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile.
Bon appétit, Monsieur Poirot.
Merci, Hyacinthe. Oh, I do not think that formal introductions are necessary. Poirot, Hercule Poirot. There are those who have called me the greatest detective of all time, a description with which I find it difficult to quarrel. But even a great detective must at times recharge the little gray cells. And I recently took my vacation on an Adriatic island so remote as to be unknown even to the guide Michelin.
I hope you haven't come here to practice your sleuthing games on my guests. They've all got far too many skeletons in their cupboards.
Alina is my wife. That's all there is to it.
Till death do you part? Even in those days, she could always throw her legs up in the air, higher than any of us. And wider.
Patrick, aren't you getting a little tired of rowing?
I'm so sorry. Are we late? Patrick insisted upon rowing me right round the island. It's much bigger than you thought, poor darling. He's absolutely exhausted.
Not in the least surprised.
She's been murdered.
What the hell do we do now, Odell?
Just leave it to me.
Do you know what I'm most sick of in this place?
What, madame?
Pity. I can't bear to be pitied. Oh, my. I'm the last to arrive.
I'm sorry, Sir Horace, but it's my duty to put it to you that you were furious. You lost your temper. You strangled her.
That is poppycock! That is poppycock!
I wish you to consider very carefully a bathing cap, a bath, a bottle, a wristwatch, the diamond, the noonday gun, the breath of the sea, and the height of the cliff.
You just wait. Stay right.
Linda, you tell her to tell him the truth.
But with Hercules Poirot, mysteries never last very long. You are skeptical. Well, perhaps you would care to pit your wits against mine. Bonne chance, mes amis.
Master of mystery and suspense, Agatha Christie, comes a spellbinding new film, Appointment with Death.
Health and happiness.
It's an invitation to murder.
Murder? Oh, no, it hasn't happened yet.
With Peter Ustinov, who returns to the screen as the world-famous detective Hercule Poirot.
I'm often brought in cases of sudden death.
He's embarking on an international investigation, surrounded by an all-star cast of suspects. Lauren Bacall, Carrie Fisher, John Gielgud, Piper Laurie, Haley Mills, Jenny Seagrove, David Soul. Who is the victim?
I'm sorry, your stepmother is dead.
She died quite naturally. I think not.
Who is the killer?
You mean she's a suspect? Oh, my dear Colonel, everybody's a suspect.
I did see someone in white approach her.
She forced me to burn the real will.
We've all suffered for so long. She picked an argument with one of the Arabs.
There are so many possibilities. I'm totally baffled.
Only one man can untangle this sinister web.
How is it you're always in the right place to hear threats and plots?
She fixed the will. We're trapped.
Do you know who did it? I have until midnight, Colonel.
Peter Ustinov stars as Hercule Poirot in Agatha Christie's Appointment with Death.
At least one of you is very guilty indeed.
You know, there is something about that tangle of strangers, pressed together for days with nothing in common but the need to go from one place to another and never see each other again. I see evil on this train. A passenger has died.
So they got him after all. You assume he was killed?
No, not.
Well, he was in perfectly good health. He had his enemies. Indeed, he was murdered.
Good God. Murder here.
God rest his soul. Someone was rummaging around my cabin in the middle of the night. No one would listen to me.
If there was a murder,
What is going on?
then there was a murderer. The murderer is with us.
And every one of you is a suspect.
And who are you? My name is Hercules Poirot, and I am probably the greatest detective in the world.
The romance of the desert has the power to seduce. I ask you, have you ever loved so much? Been so possessed by jealousy that you might kill. You had something to hide. The crime is murder. Should have hidden it, shouldn't you? The murderer is one of you.
I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe with any of them.
It's too late to change events. It's time to face the consequences.
I have investigated many crimes, but this has altered the shape of my soul. I am Detective Hercule Poirot, and I will deliver your killer.
Is what you swore the time before. Never again is what you swore.
How many great stories are tragedies?
Hercule Poirot, I've found something. I've looked at it from every which way. I am the smartest person I ever met, and I can't figure it out, so I came to the second.
You are up to something, my friend.
I've seen a million of these so-called psychics, each one a fake.
I do not believe in psychics.
Come with me to a seance. Spot the con I can't.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
I'd give all I have to hear my daughter's voice.
If someone wants to be heard, we are here. Listening.
Mama? Felicia? What is happening?
You can't trap us here.
Somebody is dead. No one shall leave this place until I know who did it.
A ghost killed her.
There must be a rational answer for all of this.
Just admit that you are up against something bigger than you.
You were saying?
Something in this house tried to kill me.
Don't look at me like I'm a suspect. We're old friends.
Every murderer is somebody's old friend.
No one shall leave until I find if the living have been killed by the dead.
You have been hiding here all this time.
Who are you talking to?